Welcome to SET General 2017 analysis. SET General is conducted for admission to Symbiosis International University for undergraduate courses like BBA, BSc, BA, BMS, BCA and so on. The total number of questions were 150, total time allocated was 150 minutes and there was no negative marking. This was a paper-based exam divided into 4 sections. First section being Quantitative Ability, second section being General English, third section being General Awareness and fourth section being Analytical and Logical Reasoning. First 3 sections were 40 questions each and Analytical and Logical Reasoning being 30 questions. Let us start with first section, that is Quantitative Ability. This was possibly the easiest section in the entire paper. Almost all the questions were on the expected lines and the level of difficulty was definitely easy. Typically when a student appears for a BBA entrance exam, he expects quant to be tough, but thankfully here the Quantitative Aptitude section was really easy. The questions ranged from basic algebra based question to basic arithmetic based question, and there were a couple of questions on higher arithmetic based question, that is time and work, time, speed and distance. Overall, somebody who can spend around 40-45 minutes in this section would have definitely attempted more than 35 questions out of 40, and that is a genuine attempt, and he or she can expect a good score of 32 out of 40 in this section. Second section, that is General English. This was probably the toughest section out of all the 4 sections in SET General this year. Mostly the section was dominated by vocabulary based questions. So almost 20 questions out of 40 questions were based on vocabulary, and the words were also not the typical high frequency words which a student generally expects in the entrance exam. The vocabulary was divided into different types of questions, that is synonyms, antonyms, idioms and phrases filling the blanks, and most of the words were not easily crackable by students, and hence the number of attempts could have slightly gone down. I am talking about genuine attempts. Now there were 2 questions on reading comprehension. This was a slight respite to students because both the passages were slightly easy, and verbal logic based question and grammar based questions were also moderate to tough. So overall, out of 40 questions, well prepared student would have genuinely attempted somewhere around 31 to 32 questions, and a net score of 24 to 25 can be considered as a good score in this section. Overall time spent in English section will not cross 25 to 30 minutes because half of the question were based on vocabulary, and reading comprehension passages were also not lengthy. So time spent is not that high, but again it is not helping them to score good. Third section being General Awareness. This was also slightly tricky this year because a lot of students were expecting questions from current affairs, and current affairs did not have the similar proportion to what static questions were. So static question dominated the entire section. So out of 40 questions, we can say that there are around 25 to 28 questions based on static GK, and only 10 to 12 questions were based on current affairs. Though most of the static questions were based on history, geography, economics, and something which most of the students would have seen in their entire upbringing. So that is question based on general science and technology, etc., etc. But still it would be very difficult for them to get the correct answer because answers to most of these questions were based on memory. Current affairs, as mentioned earlier, were very less in number, and hence reaching a genuine attempt more than 30 will be slightly difficult. So we'll consider a genuine attempt range to be somewhere between 30 to 32 and a good score between 23 to 24, assuming that student is really well prepared for this section. Last one is Analytical and Logical Reasoning section. This section was also very easy. It had almost all varieties of question included in it. So question based on arrangement and puzzles, question based on coding, decoding, blood relation, statement, assumption, etc., etc. And overall, not a single question was something which couldn't have been attempted by a student. So if somebody who is well prepared and is ready to spend 30 to 35 minutes, he could have attempted all 30 questions out of 30. And assuming a good accuracy rate, a student should be in position to score 25 to 26 net marks in this section. So when we look at an overall figure, in quant, a good score can be somewhere around 30 to 32. In verbal, a good score can be somewhere around 24 to 25. In general awareness, a good score can be somewhere around 23 to 24. And in reasoning, a good score is somewhere around 25 to 26. So this gives us an overall picture of somewhere around 100 plus as a good score. Now looking at the cutoffs, there are more than 6 different institutes which considers the score. So cutoff range for all the institutes will be different. So the range can start from 65, 70 to 100. So please ensure you've applied to right set of institutes in order to get a call from Symbiosis affiliated colleges. Wishing you all the best. Watch out for the results on 19th of May.